So if you guys have been following this show for any length of time, you know the pro-Trump arguments that trigger me the most are Donald Trump is pro-free speech and Donald Trump is anti-war and anti-establishment, bro. We've heard that so much, and every time I hear it, I want to shove my foot in a meat grinder. Because the people who say it, they know they're lying. Either that or they're the most ignorant people on the planet. They've never looked into a single policy or a single argument that contradicts what they believe. And it's intellectually unserious. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. So now we have yet another example, just the cherry on top of the Donald Trump is a bloodthirsty warmonger cake. So here he is. Listen to what he said the other day talking about Iran.
They asked him, what do you think about Iran? Would you hit Iran? And he goes, as long as they don't hit the nuclear stuff. That's the thing you want to hit, right? I said, I think he's got that one wrong. Isn't that the what you're supposed to hit?
So here he's saying Israel or the U.S., or both maybe, should attack Iran's nuclear facilities. This is the guy who ripped up the Iranian nuclear agreement, which was working. The IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, verified it over a dozen times that Iran was following that agreement to a T. He comes in there and rips it up. And now he's saying we should bomb their nuclear facilities. Well, hey, jackass, Iran is allowed under international law to have nuclear facilities for scientific research and for power for their power grid. They have a right under international law. And here, yet again, he's calling willy-nilly violate international law. Just bomb the sites. Bomb the sites. Oh, Trump is really anti-war, bro. He's fighting the establishment, bro. He's fighting the deep state, bro, by doing the exact thing that they want to. And in fact, I'm going to go a step further on this. We know from recent reporting, the Biden administration is okay with Israel escalating in Lebanon. And it was the Pentagon and the intelligence agencies and the deep state that were like, we don't do that. Don't escalate with Lebanon. Don't escalate with Iran. What are you doing? So even the deep state is to the left of Trump on this issue of Iran. He's calling to bomb their nuclear facilities. Are you a psycho? You know what the reaction to that is going to be? Iran has already said it. We're going to attack all the U.S. bases in the region and all of the U.S. oil infrastructure, like in Saudi Arabia, for example. What an idiot. What an idiot.
It's the biggest risk we have. Nuclear weapons, the power of nuclear weapons, the power of weaponry. You know, I rebuilt the entire military, jets, everything. I built it, including nuclear.
Bragging about increasing the military funding year after year, even though we spend like so much, way too much money on the U.S. military. Bragging, sending more money.
And I hated to build the nuclear, but I got to know firsthand the power of that stuff. And I'll tell you what, we have to be totally prepared. We have to be absolutely prepared. But when they asked him that question, the answer should have been, hit the nuclear first.
There you go. Now, in case that wasn't direct enough for you, he was asked in an interview, and let's see what his answer is.
Biden says that Israel should not target Iranian nuke facilities. What are your thoughts on that? What should Israel respond?
I mean, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. It's the biggest risk.
Oh, that's the craziest thing you've ever heard, to not attack Iran's nuclear facilities? That's the craziest thing you've ever heard.
The biggest risk we have is nuclear. I mean, to make the statement, please leave their nuclear alone, I would tell you that that's not the right answer. That was the craziest answer. Because you know what? Soon they're going to have nuclear weapons, and then you're going to have problems.
If only there was, say, a diplomatic agreement that was, say, working, where we made sure they didn't have a nuke. Oh, that's right. We had that, and you ripped it up because you're a fucking bloodthirsty neocon warmonger. That's right. By the way, hold on. I'm listening. Where are you, RFK? Mr. Trump is anti-war. Where are you, Tulsi Gabbard? Where are you, Russell Brand? Where are you guys? Where are all the post-left grifters who are pretending that Trump is anti-war? They're being awfully quiet now. It's strange. It's so weird. Could he make it any more obvious? None of these people will ever address these uncomfortable facts for them, these inconvenient facts about Trump. How many times have we gone through the record? This dude did 2,243 drone strikes in just his first 2 years as president. That's more than Obama in 8 years. Now, by the way, why do we not know the rest of it? What he did the second 2 years? Because he changed the reporting rules around it so you could do the attacks and not register them. Well, that's great. Very anti-war, very anti-deep state of Trump. Increased drone strikes 432%. Kept us in Iraq. Kept us in Afghanistan. There was a 330% increase in civilian deaths in Afghanistan under Trump. Bombed Syria twice. Bombed Somalia. Occupied a third of Syria to, and I quote, take the oil. He was open about that fact. Let Israel illegally annex the Golan Heights, which is Syrian territory. assassinated Soleimani, the top Iranian commander, tried to coup Venezuela. The list goes on and on, bro. The list goes on and on. Some of them I forget, right? I had forgotten that Trump pardoned the Blackwater war criminals who did the Nisour Square massacre and killed a lot of civilians. I had forgotten about that. I had forgotten that Trump's first military raid as president killed a young American girl. I forgot he dropped the Moab, the mother of all bombs, on Afghanistan. The idea that he's anti-war, nothing has ever been less correct than that. And again, I'm waiting for the people who suck him off on a daily basis and say he's pro-free speech and anti-war and anti-establishment. Please address this. He's now gone to the right. He is more establishment than the establishment. He is more deep state than the deep state. He has gone to the right of them on all of these issues. There you go. But by the way, this is further evidence that the magic of Trump 2016 is gone. There's not a populist bone left in his body. There's not an anti-war bone left in his body. And if anything, he's attacking Biden on a daily basis by saying, you're being too mean to Israel. You're not arming them enough. You're not funding them enough. You're not letting them finish the job. You're not deporting pro-Palestine protesters. You're not letting them annex the West Bank. This is his view, and everybody needs to know it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.